This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
You want to know how I know that Republicans are panicking and frantic and absolutely just losing it over how well Joe Biden did in his State of the Union? It's because they're still talking about it. They're still trying to make excuses for all of the lies that led up to the State of the Union about Joe Biden's cognition. And now that he got up there and did what everybody expected him to do, is give a good speech, they're saying, oh, he must be on drugs. There must be some other explanation. There's a conspiracy afoot. So, of course, who do we go to get tuned into, plugged into the greatest conspiracies of whatever given moment we're in? Fox News. The same network that was entered into a settlement, voluntarily entered into a settlement so the case wouldn't go to court. And they ended up settling for just over $750 million about their lies, defamation, and conspiracy theories surrounding the 2020 election. We're going to go to The Five with Judge Jeanine Pirro. I think she was like a probate judge. She wasn't like some federal judge. She still wants to be called judge. And Jesse Waters, who by his own account is not a doctor, as though that was in question. We're going to start with Jeanine Pirro. And this is, I want you to identify, just recognize the absolute scrambling to come up with some kind of an explanation for how well Joe Biden did. It is the thing of beauty. I'm going to merge two clips here. You'll see the part where it kind of transitions, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
But okay, last night he spoke, and he spoke fiercely and aggressively, but he was a cantankerous kind of combat-ready guy, okay? And it was not the right time. This is a guy who got elected because he was supposed to be the adult in the room. He was going to unify us. We have never been more divided. And the fact, get that they're happy. But you know what I want to know, Shannon? Why was this different? I've been watching this guy for 3 years. I have watched the cognitive decline for 3 years, the tripping, the falling, the mumbling. And you say to yourself, what did they do differently? Did he sleep? But we know he's had 140 vacation days in the last year. What caused him to be hyper, pumped up, amped up? And I'm happy for them. But the truth is that it was not something that we're going to see last.
Watching them cope in real time, try to come up with explanations as to why it didn't go the way they predicted it would go. Very funny. You see, Republicans want it both ways. They want Joe Biden to be a melting mass of lacking cognition. That's what they want. And when it doesn't happen, they also want it to be cantankerous and that Joe Biden's combat ready. He's a combat-ready Alzheimer's patient. They want it both ways, all the ways. She, verging on the drug conversation, by the way, the Shannon she's talking to there is Shannon Breer, who is one of the straight, hard news people who just happens to have a seat on the goofy stage of The Five. That tells you just how dedicated to the prospect of objective journalism Fox News is. And more evidence of that, or the lack thereof, is the fact that Jesse Waters has a job. Jesse Waters, who assures us, look, I'm not a doctor, but man, he looked like he was on speed, he says, speaking as a guy who seems like he knows a little something about people who are on cocaine-type drugs. Maybe that's a question we should be asking of little Jesse Waters. Watch this nonsense.
Because now he's going to say, I feel my confidence, I can rise to the moment. Do those debates happen?
If they give him, for the debate, what they gave him last night, then yeah.
What drug do you guys think he was on?
I'm not a doctor, but they're giving him something, Jessica.
What?
Listen.
Cold medicine?
If you see a horse, and the horse is old and injured and mopes around the barnyard, and then all of a sudden you race the horse and he fires out of the gate and laps everybody, what'd they give the horse? Jessica, the man has walked around lethargically for the last 3 years, barely picks his head up, can't hear, is out of breath, falls asleep, skips dinners internationally, dies out during funeral processions. All of a sudden, this guy is like
amped.
On speed or something, Jessica, to dismiss it like, he's definitely clean. He should pee in a cup. Because there is no way Joe Biden can sustain that type of energy. Because now...
So you see the goalpost moving here. The bar has now moved. Joe Biden can't sustain that type of energy. Before, there's no energy. He's melting away before our eyes. He can't speak. He can't hear. He trips. He falls. He's out of it. He never knows where he is. He's in the basement. He's Sleepy Joe. And now it's, he did great. Good for him that he really banged it out of the park, speaking fiercely. He's combat ready, but also, he won't be able to maintain this. Oh, great, but he won't be able to maintain it. Oh, what a world it must be to live in Fox News fantasy land. Am I right? When things don't go your way, you just adjust the message. You just tweak it just a little bit, tell more lies, and throw into question whether or not Joe Biden, the president of the United States, was on some mystery drug. Because listen, if whatever drug the White House has access to cured Joe Biden's Alzheimer's, why don't they distribute this and make tens of billions of dollars with this hidden cure for Alzheimer's and dementia that they have? You see, that's not how it works. Jesse Waters is indeed not a doctor. Joe Biden just had a night. It's like I've been saying for months and months and months and months. Joe Biden there is zero evidence. He's the president. He's not hidden away. We get to see him every single day. We get to see him reacting extemporaneously, off the cuff, answering questions. You don't get to control when a dementia moment strikes, and we haven't seen one. Yeah, there's edited moments, deceptively edited and fake videos out there of him wandering off. Those are lies and conspiracies themselves. So you don't get it both ways, Fox News. You certainly don't get it both ways, expert at who's on speed and who isn't. Curious, Jesse Waters. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Maybe I'll hear from Jesse Waters. I won't hold my breath. You can also email me, daily@dollemore.com. If you appreciate what I do and you want to take part in producing this content, help spread this message, click the join button below this video, become a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month, or you can go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I should have started the video like this, but I'm within 5,000 subscribers of 600,000. It's only with your help that I've been able to get this far, and it will only be with your help that I'll be able to get to 600,000. So please, if you're not subscribed, if you're just a casual watcher of my content because it gets delivered to you, make sure you're subscribed and subscribed. I would appreciate it. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there, and I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.